The numbers are dramatic, and they are setting a stage for more potential lockdowns across Canada. COVID-19 continues to ravage its way. Province after province is showing record number increases from Saskatchewan to Manitoba and in Ontario as well. In fact, the province of Ontario just came up with some new modeling that if new restrictions and new plans aren't implemented, if something is not done, we could see potentially up to 6,500 cases per day come mid-December. We now, of course, know there are big gatherings that are coming up. Diwali is a big festival for the Indian community. There's American Thanksgiving is just around the corner. And of course, the big one, Christmas. So what is the plan? What should we do? We know that the food and restaurant industry is suffering. Nearly 1.2 million jobs could potentially be lost if we continue to shut down bars and restaurants. And that has unintended consequences. For those individuals working in the restaurant industry, they're no longer going to be able to provide for their family. And then we're going to just have so much government dependency. And speaking of the government dependency, those checks aren't flowing. The restaurant industry and those in that area were expecting money from a large fund that was recently announced by the federal government. That money's not there. They're closing their doors. And then compounding all of this with the fact that we're seeing increased needs for mental health. Drug and alcohol issues are through the roof. Overdoses continue to sadly happen, and domestic abuse is becoming a very big, sad reality for people day after day, for issues that were already compounded before COVID-19. What about those medical issues? What are we doing to take those into consideration as government after government has a default move to lock us all down? But is that what's going to happen next? Is that where we are headed yet again? Style that we had in March and April, where there was no movement other than what was essential. Of course, winter is coming. The weather will be changing. It's cold all across the country already. But we are in a situation where our mental health is being severely affected. And what of the schools? Do we have this problem because we have opened up the schools? Do we have this problem of increased numbers because we have increased movement? But we're hearing from industries that have opened up. They are following the restrictions. They are not having the caseloads. So where are these numbers coming from? Well, a big part of it is most of us have done our part, but a lot of people are not. In the age categories where we're seeing increased numbers, the ages of 20 to 39, they're going to parties, they're socializing. They're not taking the precautions. Weddings, receptions, individual parties, those are where we are seeing problems occur. And of course, with all those big celebrations and festivals coming up, there's cause to be concerned. There's no great balance here, and the decision makers are having to do very, very difficult things. And though it may be frustrating, the sad reality we are facing right now is potentially a further lockdown. Log on to Facebook and Twitter, let us know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.